Yeah.
based on a book.
Yeah, when I read Tom's book, it felt like I was reading the perfect story that I had wanted to tell as a filmmaker, in that it was set in my backyard where I grew up in Iowa, and yet in a mysterious region that does exist, the Driftless Area, that I had never been to, even though it was only a few hours from where I grew up. And it dealt with these themes of fate and time, reincarnation, destiny, that appealed to me in the way that Tom dealt with them in a very grounded, matter-of-fact tone that was very funny and honest and moving. And so when I read it, I had to find him right away, and lucky he lived only a few miles away, and here we are now, so yeah.
Do we see some blend between the reality and real and unreal in the movie? And
We might.
okay.
We might.
And one question to Tom: how do you think that it's easier now for writers to break through with their novels in the age of internet, or it makes it harder? What do you think about the self-publishing phenomenon that is happening a lot?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really know too much about it. I don't know if it's easier now or harder. It's easier to get text in the public, view, because you can just put it up on the internet. Now, how many people can you get to look at it? I don't know.
What would be your advice to aspiring young writers?
Work. I mean, we were talking just a minute ago about how many revisions the novel went through and then the screenplay went through. So it's, you have to realize that if you're trying to make art, it's a hard task, but it's also exhilarating, So it's hard work, but if you have the creativity to do it, then you'll probably want to do it anyway, though.
And how long did it take you to finish this novel?
I was writing this novel on and off over a period of about 4 years.
And can you speak about the collaborative process, because you both
Sure.
co-wrote the screenplay?
Correct.
And what was like for you to kind of chop down your novel or modify your novel for film? What that was like?
Well, I would just say what we mentioned earlier, I loved this book so much and felt very close to it that I wanted to let Tom know that I wasn't going to take it from him and betray his intentions. So I was wanting to be as truthful and as bound to the book as we could and turning it into a film. And Tom was like, well, if we're going to do it and it's going to be something new, we should be open to it becoming something new. And so he would constantly remind me of that, even on every draft and even on the shoot. When I would feel we'd really come into a challenge, Tom would often feel this is an opportunity to create it, tell the story differently, and I think that's exciting. So, yeah.
Well, I would just say that it was. I wanted to tell it differently if I was going to tell it, because I'd already told it one way in the book, and so if I was going to learn anything from the process, I had to be open to taking it in different directions. And it's a different medium. I mean, it's not going to be the same.
And I would also say we did a short film together based on one of his New Yorker short stories. That was where we met John Hawkes, and that's how he decided to do this movie. And that process, I think, was a nice... we'd already started adapting the Driftless Area, but making Pathlights was a great first collaboration and step into seeing what it would be like to take one of Tom's stories and bring it to the screen. So.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Right here?
Hi.
Congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
Yeah, can you tell me a little more about the first time you guys met, and then did you know right away that you were going to create together and have this spark?
The first time we met, I wrote Tom a cold email telling him how moved I was by the book, how much I enjoyed it, why I thought it would be suited to a movie, and why I felt connected to it in a way that I could tell the story with him. We met at a weird, it's like a tea garden or something.
Right, that's right.
And
over on the other side.
It was in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
And
Right.
hey, this is our producer, Keith.
Oh, yeah.
We're here, baby.
Indeed.
I'm interrupting.
This is okay. This is Keith. He's our producer.
Hello.
Yes.
Thank you very
I'm
much.
Jason. Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you, Jason.
We were just talking about the first time we met.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Hey, buddy. I didn't even...
they haven't seen each other in a while.
Good. How are you?
I'm doing sensational.
Anyhow, so yeah, we met and we I don't even remember really what we discussed, but I was nervous, and I brought my first short film to share with him and say, to hopefully you think there could be some synergy here. And
And I had already talked to somebody else who was interested in perhaps adapting the novel, and his immediate take was, we need to change it in this very fundamental way, which was like, well, okay, then you don't really want this story particularly, you want some other story, So then when I met with Zach and I saw that he was really into the story that the novel tells, I felt that was very reassuring, and it was somebody I wanted to work with,
Great. That's great. Keith, can you tell me how you got involved with these two?
I have a very good friend that Zachary also has, Tisha Esposito, and she sent me the script when Zach and Tom were trying to get the film made, and I fell in love with it. And so this was probably 2 years ago.
2 years ago, almost
2 years
exactly.
ago.
Yeah.
That's how I got involved, a mutual friend.
And he was, and I will say, he was the producer that when we sat down, I knew we had an ally, that he understood both Tom's book and took the time as a producer to read the novel that the script is based on, and especially in script revision and in editing, he knows the novel easily as well as I do. And
the
so,
novel,
yeah.
I'm going to compliment Tom here. The novel is what saw us through. Every time, the voiceover in the film that you'll see, we went back to the novel. The edit, when we were trying to find the film, we went back to the novel. I mean, I really think that films that are adapted out of, existing material, they should honor the spirit of the existing material. The film has many differences, of course, but the notions of time and the notions of fate are really, I think, handled in a way that honors the novel.
That sounds excellent.
Hope you feel that way after you see it. I think you will. I hope you do.
I think so too.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank
guys.
you.
Okay, thank you.